DIYers, what's going on? Mike Borders with the Mike Borders channel. Thank you for watching. Hey, we're talking jet skis today, and in today's video, we're working on my mom and dad's 2003 Sea-Doo GTX. And unfortunately, after 20 long and good years, the original cover has finally called it quits. And in today's video, we are going to open up a brand new aftermarket one and give you an honest review on it. Let's take a look. Alright DIYers, hey, before we head to the workstation and actually open up our brand new cover, I wanted to hit the internet and show you the actual listing on Amazon that we purchased our cover from. And down below in the comment section as well as the description section will be a link on where to purchase this cover. And in our case, this is for my parents' Sea-Doo jet ski. It is a 2003 Sea-Doo GTX direct injection or DI. And as you can see here, this is an aftermarket cover and we're going to give you a full review on it. And right here, compatible for Sea-Doo Jet Ski GTX Direct Injection. That's again what the DI stands for. Cover. This is for 2002, 2003, which in our case, that's what my parents have, is the 03 Bombardier Jet Ski Cover 600 denier. And as far as the reviews, pretty good. I'm going to scroll down. The color is black. There's a better close-up of it. And the brand is SBU. It is water resistant, and the item dimensions, length, width, and height are 8 by 4 by 12 inches. Below that you see the material polyester and the fit type semi-fitted, and to the right vehicle service type personal watercraft, and below that the ultraviolet light protection UV protection, which is nice. And then we've got additional info about the item, again the cover, and you can read these as you look at the listing. However, one of the things I want to point out is this very bottom one, double stitched 4-ply interlocking seams with rot proof thread. And that's important. That's what the OEM covers have, and that's what helps them last so long. In addition, rear vents to reduce the wind lofting. And what that means is you don't want to look out your window and look at your jet ski that has the cover on it on a windy day and see the cover bouncing around obnoxiously. That would not be good. So again, that little feature there will help alleviate that. And you can see more product details. We'll go down here, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff that may be helpful to you. And I'll scroll back up, and I'm going to go through the photos here. As you see, in this photo you can see the trailer hitch opening in the front as well as the double stitched seams for extra durability. And below that, tension panels with detachable tie-down straps, which is nice. In this picture you can see a fuel tank opening, which for some this is kind of cool, but for others this is not that cool. Because what a lot of us have run into with covers like this is in the event that you are fueling with the cover on and some fuel accidentally spills on the cover, we all know the smell of fuel doesn't really just go away. It's kind of there to stay. So just keep that in mind. Below that, 600 denier woven polyester canvas, and at the very bottom you can see elastic cord in hem for snug fit, and that's awesome. And below here, I encourage you to watch this video, which is put out directly by SBU on this very cover. So I wanted to show you that. From here, let's head to the workstation. Alright DIYers, here we are at the workstation, and there it is, my mom and dad's 2003 Sea-Doo GTX in-house for DIY repair videos. Wife approved. I'm a lucky guy, I know that. And on the opposite end or side of the jet ski on the workbench is the brand new cover packaged up. Alright DIYers, I got the camera positioned and I've got a Craftsman utility knife. What I recommend is doing your best to stay away from using a utility knife and just cutting into the packaging. You might damage your brand new cover and that's not what you want. So just kind of carefully go around the outer portion and find an area that you can basically start and peel the tape away. And in the event that you can't, well, grab a small section here that is not touching the inner cover and carefully cut it. Do your best not to cut your fingers in the process. Go ahead and stow the blade, and from here I can carefully open the packaging. And there it is. You can see some instructions or installation instructions, and come to this side and go and open it. And again, here's the installation sheet or piece of paper, two-sided. Just read this over, and I will set these aside. And it looks like it comes with its very own travel case. Check that out. And coming to the opposite end, You have this little rope here and a spring-loaded tab. Go ahead and press that in, and you can pull this little tension tab out and loosen up this bag. And it looks like that's the most outward position for that tab. I can adjust it. You do have that option. And I'm going to do just that because it doesn't look like I can really pull that out. There we go. And real quick, here is some info on the cover for your convenience. Not sure if that will help either. Well, look at that. The actual cover is sewed into the cover, so you cannot separate the two, which is kind of nice. You won't just let this sit in the storage compartment or in the garage and collect dust. Pretty neat. And right away, I can tell it's made of pretty good and quality material. And there's the double stitch right there, which they talk highly about as a good feature, and I do that as well. And some more stuff you can see front. And what I'm going to do is basically unwrap this and see how it fits on the jet ski. At this point, we are on the opposite end or port side of the jet ski. I've got the cover laid out on the ground. We will get to that here shortly. I do want to cover or share with you a few items. This is our aft seat. As you can see with the jet ski, here's the latch. And as I move the latch, what you will notice is there is no screaming, squealing, or screeching sounds. And that is because we have properly lubricated our latches. We've got one here. We've got one here, and we've got one up front in the storage compartment. And DIYers, in the event that you do not lubricate those latches, well, they will create unfriendly sounds and finally get to a point where they break, and that's not what you want. However, down below in the comment section, as well as the description section, will be links on how to lubricate your latches. And if it's too late and your latch has broke, well, we've got you covered on that. Check out the link down below. We actually replaced the latch in the storage compartment. And coming back here, check that out. This is our brand new protective sleeve for our step, OEM, perfect fit. And in the event that you can track down an OEM protective sleeve or foam cover and you want guidance on how to replace it, that link will be down below as well. And what I'll do now is I'm going to remove the seats, and I want to talk about a few items inside. However, we also replaced this start-stop push-button cap and the start-stop push-button wire harness and switch that feed all the way downstream in your steering column and into its respective connection. And we also replaced this little spring-loaded storage compartment latch. So DIYers, we are here to help. Definitely check out our videos. And I did just that. The seats are removed, as you see, carefully resting on the ground on the visqueen. Coming inside. And again, I just want to show you some items. We replaced our coolant temp sensor, both ignition coils inside the electrical box as well as the starter relay. In addition, we replaced both the spark plug wires that feed all the way up to our spark plugs, as you see here. And in addition, you will also find a link to replace your fuel injectors as well as your air injectors, aka your direct injectors that feed into the engine. In addition, if you have a fuel leak on either the inlet or outlet lines, well, you might have bad O-rings, and we show you how to replace those as well, because if you got a leak in your O-rings coming out of the fuel injection distributor, well, guess what, DIYers? You are not going to be able to hold compression, and your acceleration or engine performance will degrade significantly. And again, definitely check out our playlist. We also replace a battery, replace the oil filter, replace the solenoid, the check valve, and in addition, coming in here, we replace the oil sensor going directly inside the oil tank. So in the event that you have a constant low oil annunciation on your gauge or instrument, you might just have a faulty oil sensor. Seats are back on. I will remove our towel. Back port side of the jet ski, and as far as the cover, this is how it basically unwraps, and the part that is outward, or the outside portion of the cover when you unpackage, is actually the inside. So this portion right here will be down and basically mating with the jet ski itself. And then this is the outer or exterior UV protection. And not bad. And there's the double stitch. as you see there, and the elastic. So far so good. Let's see how snug it actually fits and how compatible this aftermarket cover really is. All right, DIYers, as you can see, the jet ski cover is installed, and I will be honest, it's not a perfect snug fit, but we have to remind ourselves that, well, that's expected with an aftermarket cover like this. A company like Sea-Doo, or as big as Sea-Doo, they're not just going to hand off their engineered measurements or blueprint for their OEM cover. They own the rights to that, respectfully. And initially, or first glance, again, it's not perfectly snug. Here are the rearview mirrors on either side, my handlebar grips up here. One thing I'm concerned about is the dip, and I've pulled it pretty far down on the jet ski hull. And again, I've got this dip on either side, and I spent a couple minutes and really moved that cover to try to position it in a way where it did not have that little indent. But again, I'm a little concerned about that because, well, if it rains, unfortunately, I'm going to come out to the jet ski, or my parents in that matter, and we will find a pretty good sized puddle on either side of our steering column. And hopefully the water stays here, because the last thing we want is a puddle to generate here, or a bunch of water to gather right here and create a puddle and make its way through the cover and into our jet ski. Because, well, we all know what happens when water and moisture get trapped inside an enclosure like this and the sun is beating down on it. That will lead to mold, mildew. You do not want that. So that's my number one immediate concern, is this little indent on both sides. Number two, zipper here, and in the ad it claims that we have access to our fuel door. Well, unfortunately, with my parents' exact model, you actually have to pull the storage unit up to gain access to the fuel cap. So, will that be an option for us? No, that will never ever be an option for us with the cover on, because it's going to be impossible to lift the storage unit up with the cover on the jet ski. So, I can say goodbye to that feature. Hopefully, your jet ski will allow you to do that if that's something you like to do. However, as I mentioned on the computer, I'm kind of glad that this is not an option or literally impossible for us to use, because again, all it takes is that one time spilling fuel on the cover, and that cover will forever smell like fuel. Not good. And again, pretty tight fit, as you see on either side. And I've got straps here. These are for trailering, which is nice. You can actually keep your cover on when you are pulling it behind your vehicle. You just want to ensure that these tie straps are secured and underneath the jet ski and re-secured in their respective clips on the opposite end. Now, in the event that you are not going to be trailering, however, you can actually leave the straps connected as we have here, because really, they don't just come off. If you disconnect this, you're just going to have loose straps, and that's not what you want. Coming to the back, again, not the exact fit that I was hoping for. There is quite a bit excess here, and I've got it pulled down as far as I possibly can, and there's still quite a bit of excess. Made me think there for a minute, did I buy the wrong one? So I went back to the computer, checked my receipt, and no, this is the exact one I ordered that said compatible with 2003 Sea-Doo GTX direct injection. So I wanted to show you that. However, what I recommend, especially if you have a brand new one or one that's about 20 years old and showing some serious age and you want to continue helping it limp for the next few years, every time you cover your jet ski, make sure you tuck your step inside to prevent sun damage to the cover itself, as shown here. See that? In addition, I want to talk about these little aft or rear vents, as we talked about on the computer. And inside each of these are two little holes you can see. Check that out. Same inside here. And again, unfortunately, there's about 2 feet of excess hanging off. So really, will these vents work as designed? I don't think so, but we'll see. Again, we're going to leave the straps as is, but in the event that you are trailering, you will unclip these, loop them underneath the jet ski, resecure them on the opposite end, and you can actually pull these tight to, again, really secure this cover to the jet ski to alleviate it from flying off. And one additional thing that kind of immediately comes to my attention, even if I pull this all the way down, I still have a little area that can gather water, because again, it's not really snug and tight. And we all know once it starts raining, water becomes heavy, will pile up in this area and ultimately push down on here and pull that portion of the cover up. And if you look in here, check out that indent. And that's where our feet sit, in between the actual shell of the jet ski and the inner seat housing. And again, water will gather here, and it may gather here. But again, with an aftermarket cover like this, they don't have the rights or access to the exact snug measurements that the engineers put together for their exact jet ski when making the covers. So we have to remind ourselves about that. And one of the bonuses, DIYers, it covers the entire jet ski and more. And the material is top notch, and it will last, I would say, many years. So I wanted to show you that. So DIYers, at this point, I will give you, again, my honest opinion. Number one, good material, good quality, and it covers the entire jet ski plus some. And it will last many years, and it was an extremely friendly price, less than $100, including shipping. And it shipped within, I think, 3 days. So those are the pros. Cons, again, a little worried about water gathering here, and if it does, hopefully it doesn't leak through the cover and create moisture and mildew inside the jet ski when the sun is beating down on it and we're not here. And in addition, the water kind of pooling in this section and gathering, as well as the little fuel access door. Again, I didn't want that anyway, so in our case, because we don't have that, that's a bonus. So let me throw that on the pro or bonus side of this review. However, you might want that. The rear covers or vents, I don't know if they will really work as designed, because again, how it's going to sit back here. So nothing's going to hold it up. Maybe put a beach ball inside here to help hold this portion of the cover up and keep a more snug grip on the seat and upper handlebars. That might actually be a good idea. And the tie straps, always a bonus to be able to travel with the jet ski or pull it with your vehicle with the cover on, because as we all know, anytime you're on the highway going 70 miles an hour and you got your jet skis behind your vehicle and you spend about $20,000 on them, well, it's a little uneasy feeling knowing that your nice jet skis are getting pelted with rain and possibly getting inside the seams of the seat, making their way into the hull, creating moisture inside the hull, and that's not what you want. So again, there's my honest opinion. And real quick, DIYers, hey, if you are still watching, I did want to show you one last piece. Again, the storage bag, that is a bonus or pro of the review. It will never come disconnected from the cover. You will never lose it. Kind of nice. As you can see, I've got the cover completely off the jet ski, and it's in its protective bag or case. And I will be honest, I did not think that once that cover came out of that bag that it would really ever be able to be put back in that bag in a convenient manner. However, I hope you're still watching. It was extremely easy and friendly to wrap up and put back in the bag. And I'll go to our storage compartment inside here. And all I'm going to do is set the cover in here. And the cool thing about having that cover connected to the bag is, again, you will never lose your bag. And right now, inside the storage compartment, the cover itself that's inside the bag will never make contact with anything in the storage compartment. That is a bonus or pro. And 2 thumbs up to the manufacturer or aftermarket company that designed that. Back to the aft port side, and we have removed the aftermarket cover. And here is the OEM BRP Sea GTX cover from the years of 2002 to 2006. And again, my parents' jet ski is a 2003. And I'm going to open this up and put it on the jet ski and show you the difference between, again, the aftermarket and OEM. With the box open, that's what it looks like tucked away inside the cardboard box. Here it is out of the box. And again, OEM, very good quality. Let's go ahead and put it on the ski. At this point, I've got the OEM cover unwrapped, but not installed. I do want to show you something. This part right here is very soft fabric, different from the remaining portion of the cover. And again, OEM, and what this very soft portion of the inner side of the cover does is it rests up on the front storage compartment cover to ensure that it does not scratch it. And that's pretty cool. Awesome design. And there it is, again, OEM, second to none, literally. Look how it hugs the jet ski. Very tight. Look at that. And there's not really a dip. It's pretty firm right here. Not like the aftermarket one. But again, this is OEM. And let's go to the back. As you can see, it hugs the seat. And not much left over like the aftermarket. Look at that. How nice is that? So again, OEM, definitely the way to go. You will spend a little bit more money, but, well, maybe a lot more money. But again, if you want your cover to be tight and specifically designed for your exact jet ski, go OEM. And either way, whether you go aftermarket or OEM, we will have links down below in the comment section as well as the description section. And we hope this helps. Hey, do us a favor, below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.